What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including, is the final boss really dead? The Rock's minor fail on NXT, Triple H addresses a big issue, the real reason why Rhea Ripley won the title, Becky Lynch signs a new deal, WWE knows they made a huge mistake, Hulk Hogan buried, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on Wrestlelamia XL. Now let's do the intro and get straight into our first story. Now, is the final boss not dead? At top of today's news is The Rock's appearance on NXT and some of the bombshells he dropped. Firstly, he thanked the NXT fans. NXT fans and wrestlers alike were in for a major moment as The Rock appeared on the 7th January edition of WWE's developmental brand. The Rock had a special moment thanking the NXT audience for supporting the future stars of tomorrow. He also gave a special shout out to NXT fans for supporting the brand weekly, and that it means a lot to him, as well as the NXT roster for their support. True to form, The Rock did things his way, using the salty language he's known for, with parts of his promo being bleeped out. But the People's Champion told the fans he was being told to wrap up the promo, but he continued, delivering the goods until the very last second of the show. So, is he still a heel? How is The Rock a heel or a face? Just 2 days ago, fans were questioning whether The Rock had made an abrupt face turn on Raw after The Rock praised Cody Rhodes for his work as champion and later placed the Ulafala around Roman Reigns' neck. Many fans were shocked by this about face, but as we pointed out in our video explaining The Rock's apparent face turn, the WWE has several reasons driving it. The final boss discussed his so-called turn and hinted that the WWE Universe can't make up its collective mind about how he acts. This time last year, The Rock, the final boss, everywhere I went, every gym, every restaurant, every church, every strip club, the same thing. I had the same thing. Why are you so mean to Cody? Don't be mean to Cody, Cody's gotta finish his story, don't be mean. The Rock compared this to what he's hearing now, as The Rock wanted to give props to Cody, give him his flowers. He's been kicking ass. He's been kicking ass, carrying the company on his shoulders, and then what did they say? You can't be nice to Cody. Don't be nice to Cody. Don't drink tequila with Cody. Showing his ability to read the room and turn on a dime, he also noted The Rock is the final boss, thinking 20 steps ahead. The Rock cleared the air during his NXT promo, telling the WWE Universe, know their role, shut their mouths, and enjoy the ride The Rock is taking them on. Raw's Netflix debut was all about showing the world what the WWE product is all about and sending the fans home happy. As many fans and pundits have accurately framed things, The Rock's role on Raw was as a TKO executive and goodwill ambassador. Judging by a report from WrestleVotes, some people within WWE still expect The Rock to be at WrestleMania 41 in April, but it's likely that he will not be competing in a match. The situation is touch and go until a final decision is made, which likely hasn't happened yet. This really means that there's no reason to start storylines when the WWE themselves have no idea when they'll develop into a match. Personally, we just think that The Rock is keeping things open. He's not good, he's not bad, he's just in between, trying to keep things open as long as possible, and then when he's ready to return, that's when he'll strike. But it seems that it's clear that WrestleMania 41 won't have a match with The Rock. Next up, The Rock confronts Ethan Page. The Rock also appeared backstage with his daughter Ava, who currently works as NXT General Manager. The Rock met with Ethan Page, who's been making life difficult for Ava, and told Page that while he's the final boss in the WWE, Ava is the final boss in NXT. The segment helped further Page's storyline as an out-of-control wrestler, while hinting at repercussions for Ethan should he defy Ava's authority. Also The Rock's authority when he slapped him on the ass. Next up, The Rock's minor fail. The Rock's appearance on the 7th January NXT didn't go off perfectly, as the most electrifying man in sports entertainment seemed to zone out at one point during his promo. TalkSport writes, part of the promo that grabbed most attention with fans came when, with a weary smile, Rock appeared to completely lose his train of thought, stalling in silence in the ring before reverting to the old age trick of engaging the crowd while he sought to recover. Members of the WWE Universe had some fun with some good-natured ribbing of The Rock zoning out, suggesting that next time he write promo notes on his wristband, as he famously did during his verbal volley with John Cena back in their rivalries in the 2010s. Next up, major happenings at NXT New Year's Evil. Last night's NXT New Year's Evil wasn't all about The Rock. The show also boasted 3 title changes as Obafemi won the NXT Championship in a triple threat match against former champion Trick Williams and Eddie Thorpe. Julia captured the NXT Women's Championship from Roxanne Perez, and Lexis King defeated Charlie Dempsey for the NXT Heritage Cup. Right now as it stands, the WWE has gone with 3 new women's champions for the start of 2025. Definitely gives weight to the saying, New Year, New Me. Next up, Triple H addresses a big issue. A Raw was a star-studded show with WWE putting on a PLE quality card. However, the show only featured 4 matches, which left many members of the Red Brand roster off television, except for cameos sitting in the crowd or a few backstage segments. Well, Triple H addressed this as during an appearance on the press box, he commented, "That's every day, and it has nothing to do with Netflix or it has to do with everything we do. That's every day. We're going to try to touch on a lot of the people, but there's only so much real estate within the show. If you're not going to be on that show, maybe you'll be on the second one. Maybe you'll be on the third one. You're going to be on these shows, but we can't put all 200 talent or whatever we have on one show. It's just not going to work." The WWE's roster is huge, which makes it difficult to fit a reasonable number of wrestlers into each week's show. This and WWE's mission of making Raw's debut a smash success means that some wrestlers will be left out and some egos will be bruised. Next up, Raw beats Squid Games. Did Raw deliver the goods for Netflix with its much-hyped debut episode? Well, PW Insider is reporting that early word on Netflix numbers for WWE Monday Night Raw is that they are great, but the stream site is still getting numbers together. There's a lot of excitement in both WWE and Netflix circles about the numbers, so we'll see when they release them about how excited they really are. While the numbers are unknown, Raw did take the number 1 spot on Netflix, beating Squid Games 2. This being in the top 10 programs in the US rankings. So you can imagine, it did pretty damn good. Next up is John Cena winning the Rumble. Will John Cena win this year's Men's Royal Rumble match? Cena made his case for taking a shot at the 17th world title, telling the fans at the Intuit Dome that the Royal Rumble is his best chance to earn a title shot and he intends to make the most of it. However, does this mean that Cena will win the bout and battle one of the WWE's world champions at Wrestlemania 41? WrestleVotes discussed this on its Patreon Backstage Pass Q&A, saying, yeah, especially after that promo last night, everybody in attendance gave him the reaction he was looking for, and they want to see number 17. We had heard that he was one of the leaders in the clubhouse prior to last night, and last night only solidified he's choice number 1 or 1A. So yeah, I'd say it looks good at this point. As Cena winning the Royal Rumble will create plenty of suspense as fans wonder whether he can win a world title and set a new record of 17 world championships. Next up, the real reason why Rhea Ripley won the title. Why did WWE decide to have Rhea Ripley regain the Women's World Championship on the recent Raw? According to WrestleVotes, WWE is already preparing things for WrestleMania 41. I think it's become numbers thing that as we get closer to WrestleMania, 2 world title matches for the women's equals probably 4 participants. They want Rhea obviously to be one of those. I think Becky and Charlotte are going to be 2 and 3, and just don't believe that they had a spot for Liv there, so they decided to take the title away from her. Morgan's last run as women's champion and her heel turn solidified her role as a main eventer, which means you can be sure WWE has something big booked for her even if it doesn't involve a world singles title. Frankly, the next thing for Morgan is to probably be in the feud between the Judgment Day and the Wyatt Six, leaving a bit of time before she goes after the title again. Next up, Becky Lynch signs a new WWE deal. What is the latest on former WWE superstar Becky Lynch? Lynch didn't appear on this week's Raw, but Fightful Select is reporting that fans needn't worry about her status, as it was confirmed that after a deal had lapsed in 2024, Becky Lynch has since agreed to a contract with WWE. Although it's unknown when Lynch will return, it's likely to be soon as WWE sets the stage for WrestleMania 41 and the various PLEs leading into it. Right now, a Rumble surprise appearance seems to be the right thing. Next up, SmackDown returning to 2 hours. Now with SmackDown returning to a 2-hour format, some fans were disappointed by last Friday's new 3-hour format, criticizing it for failing to capitalize on its extra hour. While the show isn't scaling back to 2 hours anytime soon, Brandon Thurston reports, Levesque didn't specify the timing here. I've been informed SmackDown is planned to return to a 2-hour format beginning in June. WrestleVotes had this first several months ago. Next up, WWE knows they made a huge mistake. Now, Hulk Hogan's appearance on the 6th January Raw is still being talked about, chiefly due to the thunderous boos the controversial superstar received during his brief appearance. And now WrestleVotes is reporting that WWE is re-evaluating Hogan's role when it comes to his live appearances. They will do a lot of documentary interviews with him going forward. They may have him on commercials, but as far as live appearances, you may not see him as often. Now, not everyone has forgiven Hogan's past racist remarks, and despite an extended apology tour, some question the sincerity of Hogan's apologies. It's a situation there's no avoiding, and WWE management seems to understand the optics involved. They're reportedly still making notable merchandise money from Hogan, not to mention the recent partnership deal it made with Hogan's A Real American Beer. However, the company needs to read the room regarding when and if to have Hogan appear in public. While some fans might find WWE's behavior to be hypocritical for making money off him but keeping him out of the public eye, that's nothing unusual for entertainment companies. And finally, Hulk Hogan gets buried. And last but not least, the WWE Universe wasn't alone in roasting Hulk Hogan. Raw color commentator Pat McAfee had some fun at Hogan's expense during his daily The Pat McAfee Show. McAfee sent listeners to a fake press conference featuring a Hogan impersonator commenting on his Netflix appearance. When asked about the thunderous boos, the fake Hogan said that he was surprised by how many people hated Jimmy Hart, who joined the Hulkster at Raw, but admitted Hart's half-ass holding of the American flag may have fueled some of the hate. But there you have it, folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below. I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.